headed out this morning to go have breakfast with some people from Canada that we've known for a few years who come down here every year. And the rest of the day, I'm not sure what's going to happen. I've got an accounting meeting later this afternoon. It's cloudy, windy, kind of cold,
good
coolish.
For cleaning.
Yeah, good for cleaning. I don't know what else I'm going to do. So we're gonna have breakfast at Pammy's. You know what you're having?
I think I'm gonna have what I always have.
You always have the Spanish omelet.
Yeah.
Okay. I probably could have the same thing. I'm not positive though.
Maybe with bacon.
For those of you who haven't seen this before, this is Pammy's. It's right down the street from Burroughs, which is over there, the grocery store. And great food, always consistent, great prices. So always recommend them. You know, this is a local place. They do lunch and breakfast, so good stuff. Well, we just had a wonderful breakfast at Pammy's. Always wonderful there. That's one of the things with Pammy's, is that it's good prices, always good, consistent food. But anyway, thank you very much, Heather and Ron. And while we were there, you know, this keeps happening, and yeah, it doesn't make me I mean, it makes me happy, but it doesn't make me happy. There's a man waiting there, and we're all, you know, sitting and talking. And finally he comes over and he goes, "I have to thank you." And of course, I don't know who this was. He says, "It's because of you that, and your videos, that I got my wife to come down here." I guess they're from Nova Scotia. And I guess he had a heart attack, some health problems and stuff, so he decided he's going to be retiring. And he said, because of your videos, my wife was willing to come down here and take a look. And we're going to be buying property and retiring down here. And once again, yes.
We just want to thank you.
Right, he says, we just want to thank you. And it's, you know, again, it's one of those things that's like 2 people in the last week. And while we were at Pammy's too, another guy who bought a property, I told you about him before, he popped in to get breakfast. So, you know, I know we have done a big impact to bringing people to Eleuthera. Unfortunately, you know, without the monetary end of it, or monetary end for us, I should say. So those are 2 probably very isolated, 2 that I know about that have happened in the last week or so. I'm sure there's plenty of others. Not to mention, I can't tell you probably how many people who have watched the videos, whether they've been on Facebook or YouTube, this channel, but in those particular cases, I bet you that alone, those 2 people coming alone, is probably brought in, I'm going to guess, $500,000 to $1 million to the island. See my frustration? I know it works. I know what I'm doing works, but nobody wants to pay for it, and they don't see there's any direct correlation. Unfortunately, there is a direct correlation to the whole island, not to maybe one individual. That's where the problem arises. So, on this afternoon, what do we got? Okay, it's a chilly afternoon, look. See? And it's really windy. And somebody has a problem, obviously.
I'm wearing 3/4 sleeves. See this?
I can see that.
See this?
See the legs?
See these? Yeah.
See the legs?
See the shoes?
Yeah. Legs, shoes, oh yes, and polar fleece on me. Anyway, we're making a Chemex coffee, and I make it in this big 8-cup one, so that this is just going to be iced coffee. There's not going to be any more. It's almost to the point of being done. Just going to put a little bit more in. And this isn't fancy coffee. This is just plain old coffee.
This is leftovers.
Yeah, leftovers and stuff. Oh, yes. This over here is northern lobster, and Sid's making chowder.
Chowder.
Chowder, right. For these cold winter days. What is that?
Parsley.
Oh, okay. I was hoping it was parsley and not cilantro. You like to put cilantro on everything. Well, I was thinking about earlier, you know, with those couple people, and you know, it's one of those deals. There's nothing I can do about it. Sid met somebody else at the grocery store when she was out before, and you know, they said, "Okay, you guys here are leaving. Why are you leaving?" And you know, he talked about the work papers, blah blah blah, and the lady says, "Oh, what about all you do for tourism? Ministry of Tourism should be hiring you." It's like, yeah, okay. That's not happening. So you figure if, you know, a couple people are going to have spent, and that's just 2 in the last week, on properties and homes and everything else, $500,000, $1 million, maybe more, I don't know. How much have Sid and I brought in to this island? I would, between tourists and other stuff, which airfares, food, car rentals, out to eat, all of that kind of stuff that has also happened because of videos and stuff we've done that would potentially not have happened. I'd guess you're in the millions, because it doesn't take, you know, it's not super cheap. You can't rent a house for $12 for the week. So I would guess over the few years we've done this, yeah, it's easily in the millions. And if there's more people like those, it could be multi-millions. But again, it is what it is. It's best not to dwell on things that might drive you crazy. Because you can't do anything about it, so you move on. So here's another good one. I'm sitting here waiting for somebody, and the phone rings, and it's a number I don't recognize or anything, so I answered it anyway. They don't have a lot of telemarketers here, so thank goodness. And it's a man and his family that I know. The man who came and gave me the airplane ride, if you've been watching for a while, you remember that. And so he had actually called Ministry of Tourism in Nassau, actually got a human being. I had kind of thought he'd probably get to the point where it was like, please hold, and then, you know, of course, he'd hang up. So he got this person, and the person listened, blah, 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 and got done and told him to call this person over in Eleuthera. I know this person in Eleuthera. That's not going anywhere. This person here? No. No. I could get into it, but I'm not going to get into that. But anyway, so we talked about a whole bunch of different stuff and coffees, and I guess I'll actually do more about coffees because a lot of people, I think, just look at coffee as something as just pick you up, just get a, you know, drink a caffeine pill, so to speak. But there's really a lot more to it, and the way you brew it, the way it's roasted, the way it's ground, all of these kind of things really make a big difference. And I'm not saying, you know, that it's going to be, everybody's going to get up in the morning or that kind of thing and take the time to do it. No, there's going to be times you just want that cup of coffee, sit, you're going to, you know, be waking up. It's nothing special, but there's going to be other times that you're going to want to have that really good cup of coffee go through the whole process of making it. You know, it becomes sort of like a little bit of a ritual. And, you know, explore the different ways, because the different coffees have different tastes. And coming up, when I go back next, I'm getting some decaffeinated coffees, and I'll talk more about that, because there's two ways to decaffeinate coffees. One is through a chemical process, and two is through a water process. I like the water process idea better than the chemical process. But so a lot of people have tried to do a lot of different things, but you know, it's like I said to him, it is what it is. I can't stick to it and get crazy in the head about it, because otherwise I'd be crazy in the head. And I don't want to be crazy in the head.